Hi, this is Cindy McColley presenting Chapter 7, Delivering the Online Customer Experience. The learning objectives of this chapter are to describe the different stages involved in creating a new website or relaunching an existing website. Also to describe the design elements that contribute to effective website content and to define the factors that are combined to deliver an effective online customer experience. Questions for marketers to consider are: which activities are involved in building a new site or updating an existing website? What are the key factors of online service quality and site design? And what are accepted standards of site design needed for consistency? Now, when thinking about a good websites always begin with delivering the best online user experience. Website developers use continuous research, usability, testing, and monitor website metrics to optimize for the best online experience. In order for brands to deliver a quality online experience for customers, a brand is required to deliver first a rational value. When I speak of a rational value, it's to deliver on why the customer came to your site. Perhaps they visited your website to find out information, to find something that they were looking for to buy. So, whatever your promise in the marketplace of what you delivered, the rational value has to come into play and deliver that for your customer. And then emotional value, which is to say a connection with the brand. And I think one of the best examples of a connection with the brand would be Apple. And when you think about stopping by Apple's website, when you leave there, you feel smarter, you feel more educated, you feel like what they're offering is simplistic design. And they have, over time, created a very emotional connection, not only with their brand, but through their website. And then lastly, delivering on the promised experience. And I think Amazon is probably one of the best examples of delivering on the promised experience. When you think about stopping by at their website, they have promised to remember who you are, to offer you recommendations for future purchases, to show you new and interesting products that you may be interested in. And of course, they've built that promise over time. They've built that position in the marketplace, and they certainly deliver upon that promise when you visit their website. Now, when you're creating a new website, there are specific phases that as a developer and as a marketer you would go through. The first phase, of course, is planning. What would you like to present? Who is your target customer? How would you like to deliver that information? And then design. How will you create that website? How will it look? How will it feel? How will it navigate? And then you go into development, to actually working with coders to create a website based on the plan and the design. After you develop it, you actually build a website, you go into testing, you make sure that it's working, you make sure that it comes up quickly. After you launch the website, you continually test and optimize the website. Now, in this chapter, we will be focusing on two areas of that overall website process, and that is design and development. Design concepts. When you think about concepts, it starts with information architecture, which is the combination of organizing, labeling, navigation schemes that all constitute into displaying information to your target customer. Secondarily, a sitemap, and I'm sure you're all familiar with what a sitemap is, but the definition is a graphical or text depiction of the relationship between the different groups of content on the overall website. And so the sitemap is basically a map of how you can get to everything that you have created in your website. Lastly, wireframes. Wireframes are basically a schematic or a way of illustrating the layout of an individual page. When you think about building the house, it's the frame of the house. So where will the rooms fit? How big will they be? After you complete the wireframes, then you would build content to put within those wireframes. Here is an example of a wireframe, and you can see, again, it's just a frame of where content will be. So as a marketer, you would take a look at this wireframe and you would say, okay, well, I'd like this box bigger, this box larger, I would like this information above the fold. And so you would take a closer look at the wireframe and make adjustments before you would build content that would go within the wireframe. And here's a closer look at that. And I think now that you've seen a wireframe, you could look at websites and see what their wireframe would have been. On figure 7.8, the author describes different aspects of high quality information content on a website. Information is the hub of what most people come to websites for. And as you can see, the author outlines some of the different kind of content that a quality website would have. Starting with personalized, spelled in the English version, information easy to find, information that is timely or accurate or up to date, clear information, detailed information, and very important is relevant information. In figure 7.10, the author shares different types of organizational schemes that a website could take on. There is either a narrow and deep scheme or a broad and shallow organization scheme. And obviously these would not be the only two, but these are the primary examples. I would suggest that more websites are migrating towards broad and shallow because navigation has become so paramount in websites. Most people don't come to a website and search anymore. They expect that they'll see it very clearly within the navigation. And so this is more typical of the more contemporary websites that you'll see in the marketplace right now. Key concepts to optimize the online customer experience include usability, often referred to as presentation layer or UI, which stands for user interface. Now the definition here is the extent to which a product can be used by specified users to achieve specific goals or tasks with effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction in a specified context of use. What that means is usability is about the ability for the customer to come to your website, find what they're looking for, ensuring that what they're looking for is relevant to them, and it helps the customer get to the next step. So usability is probably the number one area of focus that marketers take into account when they're building a website. How usable is it for your target customer? Secondarily, accessibility, and this is all about enabling everyone that is your target customer to get to your site. So you would take into account what are various browser settings, issues associated with visually impaired, or any other type of disability. So just take into account any type of user that could potentially access your site and make sure that it's accessible to them. And then third, persuasion, and the definition is maximizing returns from web investments through measurement and optimization using techniques including web analytics and usability studies. So this is about optimization. It's constantly monitoring your website to make sure that you are achieving your goals and then adjusting your website if you find gaps between what is actually happening and what you want to happen. That's what they're speaking of when they talk about persuasion in this context. Next is a discussion about target customers' processing stages. And in the book, the author highlights that customers go through many stages to process information on your site. Now, this could be a conversation about not only the site design, but the actual content that they're seeing. So you need to take a look at those stages and make sure that you're delivering or optimizing on each of those areas. The stages are exposure, attention, comprehension and perception, yielding and acceptance, and retention. And then the online elements of service quality. The focus of service quality is very, very important because it's about a conversation associated with what you're saying you're going to deliver to the customer and then what you actually do deliver to the customer. And service quality, if you deliver on your brand, if you deliver on your promise, customers will be satisfied and they will continue to buy for you. And that's what customer retention is. That's what loyalty is all about. And that's what great marketers try to achieve. So a good marketer might sell a product once. A great marketer will sell a product over and over and over again. And so companies need to really understand what are those customer expectations and make clear what their promise is to the customer and then deliver on that promise. And areas that you can focus on include tangibles such as how easy is it to use? Does your content have quality? Is it relevant? Are you showing the price, the information the customer is looking for? Reliability. Is the actual website available? Is it up? Are there bugs on the website? And then if a customer communicates with you, are you responding effectively and efficiently in answering their question? And then responsiveness. If you have a video on your site, how long does it take to download that video? Email response, callback, fulfillment, delivering on what the customers ask for. So if they buy something, how quickly do you get that to them? If they ask for a brochure, how quickly do you get that to them? Assurance and empathy, speaking about contact with the call center, personalization, privacy, and security. So in summary, an effective website customer experience is dependent on many factors, including delivering a rational value, delivering an emotional value, delivering on the promised brand experience. Key development specifications include structure of the website, including sitemaps and wireframes, navigation and menu options, graphic design and brand identity. And then lastly, optimization elements include usability, accessibility, persuasion, and understanding how the customer is processing your website.